What a Ryan here, and man, what a race. What a duel between two of the sport's best of all time, I would even say. Dueling it out for 50 green flag laps at Bristol, never more than half a second between them. Of course, I just got done watching the Bristol Night Race. Once again, for the umpty-umpth year in a row, it fails to disappoint. And it was an awesome race. I think it kind of bumps a lot of the convention that a lot of the people were saying about Richmond last week, that, because there weren't a lot of cars on the lead lap, it can't be an exciting race. This race, we finished with 6 cars on the lead lap, and it was down to the wire. Never more than half a second between the leader and second place, with Kevin Harvick being able to get his career high 9th victory in a single season. So Kevin Harvick was able to hold off Kyle Busch for yet another race win. So yet another time, chalk it up to it's still 2020 for Kyle Busch. Coming so close, yet so far from victory. Just can't seem to get it done this year. And everything in the world seems to stand in his way from getting there and getting it done. Usually it's his teammate Hamlin, because usually the Toyotas seem to be good on the same weekends. And then, of course, last weekend, we had Brad Keselowski dominating the Richmond race, which is another race I would say is typically a Toyota runaway race. And Kyle Busch, he led quite a few laps, though, and gained quite a bit of momentum. Problem is, it's coming into his worst stretch of races. The next 3 races don't lay out very well for Kyle, and his chances of moving on are slim. So I would say definitely, I'd say it's a very slim chance he makes it to the round of 8. And if he makes it there, I think he could probably pretty easily get his luck his way with a win at, say, Martinsville or Kansas to the championship 4. But I think it's going to be a tough one for Kyle Busch to overcome and try and win a second championship in a row. Longest time he's gone without a win. Still winless in this one. But then, kind of unrelated to the playoff battle, Eric Jones goes in and absolutely shows that he should be that he would be a contender this year. And of course, it happens to be the first year since his rookie year that he isn't in the playoffs, and he has a very good run tonight, finishes 3rd in the race. One of the very few cars left on the lead lap. Another big storyline from this race was loose wheels. Just going through the list of drivers I know took the tires off the car and proved it was a loose wheel. Martin Truex Jr., De Benedetto. I think Ryan Blaney also had something like that. Then you had Keselowski out of a chance to win the race with power steering issues. Then you had Corey LaJoie reporting a vibration, potentially another loose wheel. You also had lots of drivers with corded tires as well, which was not great with how long they were running those tires. So kind of always kept you on your toes, and anytime a driver would mention a vibration, every crew chief's, the pit in everybody's stomach there just had to have dropped a ton, because you know how prevalent they were. And the second one driver's reporting a loose wheel, everybody else starts to wonder, is that what that vibration is? So definitely one of the least favorite races of the year, I'm sure, to be a driver or a crew chief. I'd almost, if I was NASCAR, I'd have a good year look at the wheel spacers and see if there was something wrong there that could have caused those loose wheels. And also, I guess something else to look at is post-race penalties. If a team has a significant amount of loose wheels, could they potentially get fines or something else as a penalty? That could be something. Austin Dillon backs up his 2 great runs with his worst run of the round of 16, but still easily enough to transfer in, and he gets a solid top 15. I think he got 12th, just behind Logano. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to kick my camera stand there, but yeah, so okay. Yeah, so we had Logano, Blaney kind of finishing quietly inside the top 15. Not enough for Blaney. Blaney was in essentially a must win, especially after failing to earn points in stages 1 and 2. Then you had DeBenedetto, who also failed to advance. Basically, same situation, was in a must win after failing to earn points in stage 1. Then you had William Byron, who had an incident involving, I believe, the 51 and Joey Gase. So that ended up taking Byron out, and that was another contender out. And Cole Custer being the other one, pretty much got in on luck and the win in your in system. So not too surprised that Cole Custer wasn't able to get it done, but he still has the Rookie of the Year standings win to kind of hold his head up. He will be the Rookie of the Year no matter what he does the rest of the season. So that's one good thing to hang his head on. Of course, Byron has his race win. Blaney and DeBenedetto, they're basically going to try and make the rest of their seasons by getting some wins here. Potentially stealing some wins from playoff guys. Like, we could see DeBenedetto maybe grab the Talladega win. Blaney could go and grab the Charlotte Roval win again. Like he did a couple years ago in the first race. So, definitely not complete season over for those two. But certainly was a rough round of the playoffs for them. Guys moving on include guys like Kurt Busch, Amarola, and Custer. I mean, it was very unlikely that all 4 Haas cars were going to make it far this year, especially considering really outside of Harvick, they haven't really done much of any note. So, then again, around this point last season, in 2018, I mean, it was only Harvick who had done much. And then all of a sudden, we had all 4 Haas cars winning races. So, so those are some of the guys. I'd almost say I'd expect the next round exits to also be fairly easy. I think it'll be Kurt Busch. I think 1 or 2 of those, Clint Boyer and Amarola, I think the only way one of those 2 survives is a win at Talladega. And then I would almost be willing to say either it's going to be Austin Dillon or Kyle Busch. And I don't think Kyle Busch is safe, but I don't think it's just hard to bet for Austin Dillon at this point because of the performances he's had in other years. But this year's playoff run could be the magic one that gets him to the championship. It would be a very long shot for Austin Dillon to win this championship, but he definitely has impressed me a ton, and I would say I would not be overly surprised to see him make the round of 12, or make it through the round of 12 to the round of 8, and I think that'd be a massive step forward. It would be the furthest he's ever made it, and to be honest, I don't think Kyle Busch is really showing what he needs to really get over the hump. Now, granted, he did win a stage, so that'll be an extra bonus point in his arsenal, but I mean, how many of those is he going to need to be able to outpoint Dillon? So I think it'll be a points battle between those 2 at the Charlotte Roval for the final race. So that would be my guesses for the round of 12. But yeah, other storylines in this race, Michael McDowell, a nice top 10. And of course, if you guys have watched this channel for any real length of time, I am a big McDowell fan. Glad to see him get another top 10, and for once actually at a very legitimate track through semi-legitimate stance. I mean, it was a very good run that he was able to maintain being one of those cars that was only a lap down, and he was able to outrace on merit for the final 50 laps Blaney, Dillon, Logano. So, I mean, definitely hard-earned, I would say, for McDowell. But in the end, he does manage to come away with the top 10. I think that was really the only other notable finisher. So, and then just going to talk a little bit more about this battle, because this fight at the end of the race, no actual fights. I mean, they actually raced each other very fair for the season that Kyle Busch has had. I'm surprised there wasn't more of an attempt to make some contact and try and make something happen. But Kyle raced him fair, and I think the better car won the race. I mean, you can flip a coin for between the two of them for who's the better driver, especially right now. I think you could probably very easily flip a coin because I think Kyle Busch is the better driver overall. But this season, clearly, I think, and even if you look at last season, I think Harvick's been the better driver of the two of them. But then you also have to factor in, okay, early on in that season, how many races Kyle Busch won? Is it the last 2 years? Is Harvick the better driver? So that's going to be one that's probably going to be debated to the end of time, who ends up being better, especially if Harvick goes on to tie Kyle Busch in championships. I think that'll also add to it because they both did some time at underachieving teams and then ended up at the towards the second half of their careers, ending up at championship level equipment. So yeah, but in the end, I mean, it was a fantastic race with a fantastic finish. Kyle Busch nearly spinning out actually coming off the final turn, and yeah, Kevin Harvick outduels Kyle Busch for the win, and a heartbreak for William Byron and Chad Knaus. I mean, they tried everything they could to. I mean, they did everything right. They won a race before the playoffs. They carried some okay momentum, and they had a one wreck at the wrong time that takes them out of it. I guess the one other thing to mention would be the wreck. I personally think I probably would have gone the other way on this ball and strike call, but the decision to leave Dillon a lap down when he was running, I think, 8th. And actually, I think this was the last caution. Harvick was coming in for his green flag pit stop and was slowing down on the inside lane. You had James Davison and Dillon kind of battling in and around lap traffic. James Davison obviously being the lap car in the 53. Dillon trying to get his lap back. And because of Harvick slowing down, they all check up into each other and cause a wreck. And in the end, they deem Austin Dillon was the cause of the caution, and do not give him the lap. Do not give him the free pass. I don't see anything he could have done better to try and not be the wreck there. I probably would have given it to him, but that's probably me being nicer than race control realistically would be. I mean, I'd love to see some people kind of give me examples in the comment section of times where either this call was deemed the right call, or times where it was deemed the wrong call. But from what I can tell, at least the reason for the rule is to try and not have the first car one lap down spin out a multi-lap down car like a James Davison just to get his lap back. I don't think Dillon did it, and to be honest, I think the way they were racing, if Harvick hadn't been there, I think they would have easily been able to make it through that corner without the wreck happening. So I don't know. That's just me, but again, I'd love to see your guys' comments on that one as well. But yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. I try and do these types of videos at least once a week, sometimes more. But subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys get notified when I do upload. And other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye!